Okay, so welcome everyone to the Wednesday afternoon session of Euromine 2024. Got some exciting topics for everyone this afternoon. I'll be the moderator for the afternoon. I only really speak English. Some would say I don't even manage that, so apologies if I get any pronunciations wrong. I'll do my best. Oops, already made a mistake. So I'm here from Allfield Cementation. My name is Patrick Hudd. I'm a professional engineer licensed in Ontario, Canada, originally from the UK. I have about 30 plus years of experience in the industry, working mainly for contractors and a small period working for international tunneling journalism, actually. And I'm very interested and privileged to be here. I'm interested to hear everything from a contractor's perspective. We're always interested in the relationships for how people are going to engage. And we like to talk about the mediocrity of conformity. So it's not good enough to just do what's been done and conform. You should always be looking for innovation and better. So with that in mind, as a bit of a scene setting for the talks that we have today, some of the context and influences you'll see from the talks that we have lined up. There's a wide variety, but really the theme for everything is open communication at all times. That's the way to get things done, to make progress, to make change, to make it as smooth a transition in some of these very groundbreaking approaches that we're going to hear about. Obviously, there's all the stakeholders. It's not just the mine and the operators, it's the wider community, the region, the nation. There's a big focus on diversity. And of course, safety is now the non-negotiable. It used to be something that we promoted, but now it's the new normal. It's what we do, it's the right way to work. Increasingly, we're seeing zero harm on lots of projects and mine operations. But again, it depends on the project delivery model and how you're going to engage. We see a lot of different commercial approaches, so whether that's engaging statutory bodies or governments, but generally it's around the partnering, the integrating, the working together, which loops back to the communication. Scarcity and abundance, we're all used to the mining cycles and the markets, how they go up and down. It's important to carry on investing, I believe, in times of scarcity so that you're prepared for the times of abundance. You're not always playing catch up. We'll hear a lot about the cultures and the technological advancements. But again, some of it depends on the politics, and I don't just mean party political politics, but the organizational, cultural, industry-wide politics, legacy issues that you may have, including generational and preferences for the new people entering the workforce. But again, it just comes down to the language being inclusive and clear, not getting bogged down in jargon, and listening with an open mind, not just waiting for your turn to speak. We like to talk about pathways to project success as contractors. We're often trying to sell what we can do for you. But really, again, it just boils down to communication, and of lesser importance, you'll see all these different stages, but it really is just communication is key. And today we have talks that are covering all areas of the industry. We have industry-wide initiatives, we have cost-saving and environmental improvements, we have sector crossover from construction into mining, forestry, for example, alliances, mining at depth is touched upon, there's safety innovations, emissions reduction from the mine and steel production, best practices, support for systems integration for electrification of vehicles. Obviously, that's a big topic these days. So we'll be touching upon all of those items. So in a nutshell, we can think about the past, the present, and the future as all being interconnected. We're no different from any other part of the world. And all of those items, you can consider items that are reasonable, unreasonable, or outrageous. And sometimes it's the outrageous items that may take a little bit longer, but finally do gain traction and become a true innovation. It's nice to see some of the items that we're going to hear about today that are really on the forefront of the changes that we're trying to make in the industry and the culture. And it's everyone's industry and culture. So I'm just here to listen the same as you. When you consider the past and you think about the risks and opportunities, well, the risk is that what we did before might have worked, but it might not work and might not serve us anymore. And there's also been a lot of resistance to change. The opportunity is that we can use the past to be informed about what did work, what approaches worked for change, and we can use it to make improvements for the future. In terms of the present, we could just do nothing. We could carry on as we are. That can be affected by people's beliefs that they don't feel it's common sense or it's not the way we do it, that people know, or they have pride in their work, which is a good thing, but can also lead to some arrogance at times for people who don't want to change because they're so very proud of what they've achieved. However, the opportunities are dialogue, personal, intercompany, industry-wide, taking the lessons learned and best practices. Evermore we have data. I don't feel so much now that it's about the collection of data, it's about the interpretation and manipulation and understanding of data, right-size the reporting and the approach, and again, listen and apply the feedback, have an improvement cycle. So the future, the risk is there is no future. If you just stay static, like the old thing, if you stand still in a stream, you're not moving forward, you're just staying there and everything's passing you by. But the opportunities that I think we're going to hear about today is that we're continuously working to improve the future in every aspect of the industry, and the opportunities really are endless. So on that note, I'd like to introduce our first speaker. Let me just get this up.